Hello everyone and welcome. You know the drill by now. New units, so it's time for a new unit review. This update features 4 new banner units and 2 free units from Thracia 776. Our first free unit is Saias. Saias is a blue mage with 151 BST and is a Grand Hero Battle reward unit. Stat-wise, Saias is almost identical to Arvis, although he trades some points in his offensive stats for a little more bulk. This is a theme in this update. Almost every unit has similar stats to an existing one. Saias' personal weapon is the War God's Tome, a 14 might tome with attack and res ploy 2 built in. If that sounds familiar, it's because it's the exact same as Arvis' personal weapon, just blue instead of red. Saias' default special is Glacies, his B skill is Escape Route, and his C skill is Speed Ploy. Saias is yet another ploy mage. His strengths lie in backline support with some magic damage thrown in. If you don't have Loot or Micaiah, Saias will add a lot to your roster. Our second free unit is Finn. Finn is a 157 BST Lance Cavalier. He can be obtained through Tempest Trials. Finn's stat line looks a lot like Oscar's, but he trades some resistance for defense and has a little bit more overall BST. Finn hits hard for a Cavalier, and his bulk keeps him healthy when fighting melee units. The generic Brave Lance is underwhelming these days. Finn's speed is workable, so throwing it away with a Brave weapon feels like a bad idea. Slaying Lance, Rider's Bane, or a refined Heavy Spear all seem like stronger choices. Finn's default special is Miracle. Again, I like Miracle in general, but it's an odd fit for this stat line. Finn's A skill is Attack Defense +2, and his C skill is Goad Cavalry. Finn reminds me a lot of Jerome. He's stronger than a more common unit that has a comparable stat line, but in exchange he's restricted on merges and locked to a neutral IV. Finn is going to be excellent for taking down Reds in Arena Assault, and is overall a respectable addition to anyone's lineup. Moving on to the banner, let's start with an update to one of my favorite units, Olwen. The new Olwen is similar to her original incarnation, but there have been some noticeable improvements. First, the new Olwen has 145 BST instead of 144. Second, Olwen 2.0 has a much improved offensive stat line, 30-35 compared to 26-34. Finally, Olwen has been color shifted from blue to green and has replaced Dire Thunder with a new personal tome. That new weapon is the Thunderhead, a 14 might green tome with the blade effect. Unlike a normal blade tome, Thunderhead does not delay Olwen's special. The rest of her kit is decent, if a little boring. She comes with Blazing Wind, one of the better AoE specials, and to be honest, I think leaving it equipped isn't that bad an idea. Her default A skill is Swift Sparrow, her B skill is Renewal, and her C skill is Green Tome EXP. Olwen's main flaws are the overpopulation of the Mage Knight category and the relative insignificance of her offensive advantages. Thunderhead is great, but at the end of the day, any fully buffed Blade Tome will be absurdly powerful. Cecilia is fine in this role, and she's much cheaper. In the 5-star exclusive category, Olwen is competing with Gunthra, a unit that has utility through her personal skill and who can audible into a dedicated support role if you need to. If Cecilia is the everyman's cavalry blade tome, then Olwen is like the luxury version, better in almost every way, totally unnecessary, but nice if you do get one. Next we have Nanna. Nanna is a cavalry healer with 144 BST. Her stat line is reminiscent of Clarine, high speed, low defense, and respectable res. Although Clarine and Nanna have the same BST at neutral, I do think Nanna's stat distribution is better overall. She trades a few points in defense and res for gains in attack, HP, and speed. It's not a huge difference, but every little bit helps. Nanna's assist skill, Restore, is new. Like the other upgraded healing skills, Restore scales off of Nanna's attack. Additionally, it cleanses the target of any active debuffs, up to and including panic effects, gravity, or candlelight. In difficult PvE content or arena assault matches with dazzling staff healers, the ability to cancel out debuffs eases pressure and gives you more options. Restore is great on Nanna, and I think it's going to be popular on other healers as well. Nanna's other skills are less exciting. Her special is Heavenly Light, her A skill is Speed Res +2, and her C skill is Drive Defense. There's not much else to say. She's another cavalry healer, so if you enjoy running razzle-dazzle builds or just like using troubadours in general, then she'll be exactly what you expect. Our third banner unit is Leif. Leif is a 163 BST sword infantry. The first thing I expect anyone to notice about him is his speed. With a 32-38 offensive stat line at neutral, Leif is blisteringly fast. He can keep up with speedsters like Soleil, Mia, and Aira without a problem. All told, I really like Leif's stat line. His personal weapon is the Lightbrand, a 16 might sword that grants 3 defense. Additionally, if the opponent's defense is 5 or more points higher than their res, they take an additional 7 damage. This is a unique effect, and it should be active more often than not. Leif's default special is Blazing Light, his A skill is Steady Blow, and his C skill is Drive Attack. Like most red units, Leif will probably want to run Distant Counter as a necessary evil, but if you prefer to keep him aggressive, skills like Fury or Life and Death work just as well. Leif's personal B skill is the Stamina Drink. Stamina Drink grants a full heal at the start of turn 1 and a free point of special cooldown. This is the ultimate Tempest Trials and Chain Challenge skill. It can also be utilized in combination with Infantry Pulse, Slaying Edge, and Quicken Pulse to generate significant amounts of special. Precharging is very strong, and Leif is probably the best red at it. The ability to precharge a 3, 4, or even 5 charge special easily is Leif's biggest selling point, and it opens him up to some very creative builds. Leif is a good example of what a reasonably designed high-end sword infantry looks like. Sadly, the fact that Leif isn't absurd hurts his long-term appeal. Aira is the dark shadow hanging over the sword infantry category, and Regnal Astra is just that good. Finally, we have a surprise finale to this banner, Reinhardt. The new version of Reinhardt is a 157 BST sword cavalry. Like his magical counterpart, Reinhardt has good attack, defense, and res with abysmal speed. Reinhardt's personal weapon is the Master Sword, an 11 might brave weapon with a speed penalty and the ability to use the brave property on both phases. Putting it lightly, this weapon is really cool, and it's one of the strongest swords we've ever seen. The Master Sword is the focal point of Reinhardt's kit, and it elevates him above the rest of the melee cavalry in a fun way. Reinhardt's default special is Pavis, his A skill is Death Blow, his B skill is Vantage, and his C skill is Dual Spur for attack and defense. There's a lot more that I could say about the new version of Reinhardt. He's uniquely powerful, and the Master Sword lets you build him in a variety of ways. I think Reinhardt is a unit that warrants more in-depth discussion, so I'll be making a dedicated mini-review for him sometime in the near future. To me, he's by far the most exciting unit on this banner. Overall, the Thracia banner is appealing. If the Spring banner was a chance to acquire fodder, then this banner is a chance to acquire some strong units to build up. The units are all very good, even though I wouldn't consider any of them must-haves. If you're considering summoning on this banner, I encourage you to wait as long as you can, just in case something else comes up near the end of April. I would focus on the red units first, then pull greens for Olwen. Nanna is fine, but I'd save her for last. She has a good chance of being demoted. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. You can find me on Twitter at DireThunderYT, so feel free to send me cool stuff or just drop by to say hello. As always, I hope to see you next time. Take care.